Evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena. I've been sucking it up lately, but whatever. That's all in good fun. So, gonna go ahead and pick up with this run as Priest. I apologize for missing a video yesterday. I'll make 2 videos today, and I should be back on schedule tomorrow. But here we go. We need to wrap up this apparently terrible Priest deck so that we can continue. I don't exactly know what's wrong. I was doing really well for a while there, and then all of a sudden the bad times came. Maybe there's just something about Naxrammas affecting Arena that I haven't picked up on yet. I don't know. Here we are, though, playing against N. Hodge 1041, the really weirdly named druid with numbers in his name for no reason, druid. Keeping our 2-drop, mulliganing the rest, and I get another one? I do get another one. I even get a 1-drop. Wow, this is one of the best opening hands I've seen in a long time. So I'm definitely not going to coin it a Knife Juggler. I mean, it's tempting to get extra knife flings, but I'd actually rather just save the coin because that might allow things like Zombie Chow, Knife Juggler, and Yeti on turn 3. Turn 3 Yeti is a dream I don't get to live very often, but if the opponent does have a slow start, they can pretty much put him away. Or not away, but very, very far behind. Come on, pass, 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 pass. Actually, even if he doesn't pass the turn, Zombie Chow will kill most 1-drops. Except for annoying things like Argent Squire or whatever, or Shield Bearer and stuff. On my favorite map, I'm feeling good. I'm at 1 and 2, but you know what? I'm feeling good. Even got a boot here. You know, I don't normally do the whole collecting boots thing, but we'll do that. We'll do that today because you know what? You only live the one time. That's the saying, right? You only live the one time. I'm pretty sure that's the phrase. All right, so Goldshire Footman really gets owned by Zombie Chow unless he's got a Mark of the Wild here, which is possible. Some druids do go in for those shenanigans. I might, and then that would suck. But I mean, as long as he doesn't have that, I'm in really good shape now. Master Swordsmith is not going to help. It'll just make the Goldshire Footman a 2-2 instead of a 1-2. So that's great. Really pretty delighted about this. Alright, so we're going to kill that, obviously. And we've got some choices. I could have healed this up, but that I think would be very silly. I could play the Knife Juggler, let him shapeshift this. Or I could play the Grunt. Well, the Grunt isn't, you know, that great of a play because he can shapeshift plus Master Swordsmith to kill the Grunt. And then where am I? Haven't really gotten anywhere. I'm just going to actually play the Knife Juggler, let him kill the Zombie Chow if he wishes, but then I've got this Knife Juggler here. Can't get another boot. Honestly, a 1-3 would have been better here than a 2-2, which is a little bit sad. Like, I would rather have had a Shield Bearer than the Grunt in that case. Yeah, Shield Bearer would have been a lot better. I could have played the Knife Juggler, coin Shield Bearer, protect my Chow. No, it would have been perfect. Man, I cannot find another boot. I really want to pop this boot so I can just start growing more vegetables. Clearly, my resolve is not very strong. But if I can get one more boot, then, you know, maybe I think I'd keep. You know, it's great. Fuck you, boot. You're out of here. Raid Leader. So now the Swordsmith could kill the Knife Juggler. Although I wouldn't recommend that. I would have actually recommended killing the Zombie Chow. I don't think that was the right call. Could have killed the Zombie Chow, kept the Swordsmith alive. Now the Zombie Chow just kills his Raid Leader. And I think this is the time to coin into a Yeti. I mean, how's he going to kill this? It'll kill almost anything he plays, other than his own, you know, 5 toughness 4-drop of some sort. Wailing Soul, Violet Teacher, stuff like that. But barring that, I mean, it'll kill pretty much anything at 3 mana or less, other than like Scarlet Crusader and Harvest Golem and stuff. And I can drop these 2 drops down below it. Alright, well that is something that the Yeti cannot kill, per se. I don't want to kill the egg. So we'll see if he has any shenanigans for this egg. Alright, he's maybe holding on to an Innervate. Is that why he's thinking? I really don't think so. I think he's just being slow for no reason. Greetings. Come on, buddy. Haven't got all day here. Move it or lose it. Thank you. Good God. Alright, well, we got Boulder Fist Ogre coming down the pipe hole. And I don't really see a reason to pop his spiders for him. Because then he could just pop one against the Grunt with Shapeshift and kill it, and then he'd have another spider left over. This way, he'd have to pop the spiders himself against the Grunt, lose them, or lose the first one, and then Shapeshift, and then I'd have the 2 spiders to clean up. And I got 4 extra damage on his face by hitting him in the face there. Which, I'm a priest, I'm not going to be burning people out or anything. But it's nice to get damage through if you can. If you can't kill the opponent's stuff, you might as well get damage through. There's one card I don't want to see here, which is Druid of the Claw. That would actually catch him back up a little bit. Because it would be taking a lot of my resources to get through that Druid of the Claw. I'd have to damage the Yeti almost to death and then throw the ground away. But no, he's going to shapeshift, so no Druid of the Claw here unless he does have that innervate. Pops the spiders, I presume. Yeah. And 3 mana. It's going to play Mark of Nature on the egg. Alright. So I actually have to leave these spiders alive, and I'm going to have to I'm going to have to kill this egg. I do have, 2 Mass Dispels in this deck? Something stupid like that. Unfortunately, I didn't get them as much as I might have liked to. And my turn 5 is playing Argent Squire Pass. Wow. Would have liked to play the Boulder Fist Ogre. That would actually, let me kill off the 4/4 after it played, but, well, there's a reason the Ogre costs 6 instead of 5. Although I would have much rather had, a Spectral Knight there. Oh, that would have been so good to play Spectral Knight right now. Damn. Well, anyway, card-wise we're equal, but my cards are better than his, or somewhat. I mean, he's got this coming back as a 4/4, I suppose. Dark Iron Dwarf's not bad. Can't kill my Yeti unless he throws everything at it, which actually might not be a bad play. Is that what he's going to do? Throwing everything at the Yeti might not be that bad. He'd leave me with a 1/2, and he'd have a pair of 4/4s, and I couldn't kill either one of them. That is what he's going to do. I think he made the right play. Can't use Shadow Word Death. Alright, he's back in this game. I just have 2, annoying to kill things, but nothing that's actually powerful. I'm going to have to play my Ogre and just hope for the best. Yeah, Power Word Shield is too slow here. Can't do that. The good thing is Druids are not the greatest at killing Ogres unless they have minions out, which he does have minions out, so he could kill that Ogre. He could have used a Wrath in one of his 4/4s. Luckily, 3 damage is a bit difficult to come by, so another Dark Iron Dwarf wouldn't quite do it. Although it would, he could then shapeshift into the Ogre. I am a priest, so taking damage and getting down pretty low wouldn't be that scary. At least, as scary as it would be if I were a mage. Acolyte of Pain is nice to see. That really makes no difference at the moment. Sure, he'll get some cards, but at least it's not immediate, and that doesn't make much of a difference either. Alright, so he didn't really have much to do here, which I'm very happy about. Although I do have a tough choice. I either have to waste my Ogre's attack killing this Acolyte, or I have to kill one of his actual important creatures. Or is he going to throw them both at the Ogre? He is. He's going to throw away his 4/4s for the Ogre. Not bad. So he's going to get card advantage back by using the Acolyte. That's actually really smart. He's made some really good choices here. Okay, we're going to Power Word Shield the Knife Juggler because it's the most valuable creature I have. Shadowstone Cleric is nice to see here. So what I'm going to do is buff, and then I'm going to kill off... Well, that makes that choice easy. We'll kill that off. And go for the face. He's going to be able to draw an extra card thanks to the Acolyte. And if he has a swipe, he can clear my board, which would be really, really bad. He could run this in, swipe that, shapeshift to finish off the Shadowstone Cleric. Luckily, he did not have a swipe, or else I might have actually lost the game. Shapeshift that. That does give me 2 Knifelings. That's pretty smart, though, because he could get cards off the Acolyte if the Knife will hit him. Knife Juggler, however, has hit everything but the Acolyte. Smart, smart, smart Knife Juggler. He'll finish off my Squire, which is fine. And because of the knife thing on there, I can actually kill this thing with my creatures. Or I could use Shadow Word Death. I'm going to use Shadow Word Death, I think. Let's play the Azure Drake, see what I get off my draw. So why am I using Shadow Word Death? Well, because I've got Mind Control. Oh, jeez, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I've got Mind Control coming up. He got the full 3 cards off that Acolyte, which is pretty good. But I do have a nice board presence here, and now I am safe from swipe. Got Mind Control coming up to steal something if he were to play something else. I mean, I could have used this and a spider to kill off the Lord of the Arena, but I felt like the board presence was more valuable there. And then the preservation of my Shadow Word Death, which for all I know, I'm not even going to get to play. Alright, he's going to get Ancient of Lore, and I guess because the Acolyte gave him so many cards, he's not going to bother drawing cards. He's going to naturalize my Azure Drake. That's aggressive. I don't think that was the right play. I think he should have waited. This was a really good card for him. It gave him health, and I don't really want to mind control it, so I think he made the right call. Leper Gnome, though, is nice to see. Don't really care about Leper Gnomes, especially because I get a free kill on it. Shadow Word Death number 2. Is that worth it? Yeah, that is actually worth it. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, it's definitely worth it because I can mind control. So we'll just kill that stuff, play more stuff, sling knives at his face, hit him a whole bunch. I was about to say well played, which would have been horribly bad-mannered. 2, 2, 4, 4, so I'm pretty safe against Swipe and Starfall. Unless he has them both, and I've got Mind Control as the ultimate trump card. The biggest creature in the game that cannot be targeted is the Spectral Knight. Otherwise, any legendary, anything I can just steal with Mind Control. Panda, not the most impressive thing. And an owl to get rid of the Power Word Shield and the Knifelings. And the Naturalize. That's 2 Naturalizes here. Pretty impressive. Alright. I am going to play Master Spell because I think I have a daily quest to play spells. So I'd like to get some progress on that, if I can. Nope, no more spells. So I'm not going to be bad-mannered, we'll just kill them. I'm not going to play any more minions. That's that. So up to 2 wins if I can get 1 more win on average. Which is something I might have to settle for at some point soon here. If my arena luck doesn't improve. Oh, yes, 1/8 of the way through that quest. That's the thing about those quests, the ones that you can beat with any class. You usually end up having to play more games to finish them. Which is fine, because maybe if you really don't want to play as like a druid or a hunter, then it's better to play 8 games of other stuff than 5 games as a druid or hunter. That's of course assuming you even win them all, which you probably won't. Anyway, up against a mage. Resrick the mage. And like I've always say, priest is my favorite class to play if I have to play against a mage. Now this opening hand not quite as good as the last one. I am gonna mulligan the Holy Nova because it might not be useful. I could lose because I don't have it, but I'm not gonna risk keeping it. And this actually turns into a really good hand. So I've got the Squire on turn 1, and I could Shattered Sun Cleric with the coin on turn 2, skipping the Fairy Dragon, thinking that maybe I'll kill whatever she plays. Now, as long as she passes on turn 1, we'll be good. Good. Because if she'd played something on turn 1, then she could have, like, bumped into the Squire and pinged it to death without giving me a chance to buff it with the Cleric. Which has the Ooze. Okay, so I could play the Fairy Dragon here, but I think it's worth it to use the coin to get the kill. So it's nice that I was the second player here getting to coin out the 3-drop. Shattered Sun Cleric is an oldie but a goodie. Don't underestimate that card. That +1/+1 is incredibly helpful. It helped me kill the Ooze, and it prevents the Squire from dying afterwards to the ping. So it's almost like better than Dark Iron Dwarf would have been here.
Don't mess with
Now this is a pretty good card, because it'll kill my Squire. So what I'm going to do is play one of my 3-drops. I think the Crusader. Now we're just going to keep it simple, keep it safe. We'll kill off her 3-drop. And yes, she can ping this and it'll die, but that's life. She might have a 4-drop she wants to play instead, you never know. Mad Bomber is a pretty good card under these circumstances. Luckily, it just kills only one of my creatures that didn't hit the Divine Shield here, so I'm going to get to keep that, which is really good. Alright, so it's a pretty even game. We'll play the Cultist because it costs more mana. Trade off the Bomber so it wouldn't get pinged to death. 5 cards to 5, one of mine's on the board. It's only a 3/4 though, so if she plays a 4 or 5 drop, it will trump the Dark Cultist. I don't have any removal right now, so I could actually fall behind even though right now I look like I'm ahead. I can Thought Steal and Fairy Dragon, which is my likely turn unless I can actually top deck a minion. Okay, now I'm actually really happy to see this. So, obviously it's bad that there wasn't another minion out here to get the Dark Cultist bonus, but that is a fireball that's not going on my face, and she didn't put down a bigger creature, because a creature would have actually helped her more there than the killing of my creature did. Alright, so we're going to play both of my creatures out. I think it's better to play the Raid Leader than the Thought Steal, have this on the board already. And I'm not in Flame Strike territory yet, so this should be fine. Strike Shade makes me wish I had a Holy Nova so I could kill it. Although I could actually just play Mass Dispel and trade for it. Interesting she's not pinging the Raid Leader, figuring I might heal it. I don't know. Let's Mass Dispel. Seems like a good time for it. Get rid of that Stealth. Yeah, Power Word Shield looks good. So, Power Word Shield. Draw another card. No, I did not Power Word Shield the Fairy Dragon because I can't. And I've got to decide whether to play Zombie Chow or not. Now, let's say I play Zombie Chow, and she Flame Strikes. She'll have 4 cards. I'll have 4 cards. But, Is that worth it? I'm pretty sure she's got a Flame Strike. She's been playing it kind of slow. I bet she's got it. So I'm going to play around it. Now it's a tough choice. She might not want to play Flame Strike in this situation. I'd like to try to squeeze as much value as I can for my card simply because I've got Mind Control, so I don't mind going into the end game. Into the deep end game. Blizzard. Okay, so she did have the mass removal. Now, Zombie Chow would have lived through the Blizzard, and I could have healed it back up, but it's still better for it not to have, you know, sunk into the Blizzard in the first place. So we'll play Knife Juggler. Now, Zombie Chow would not let me play the Drake. I think I do want to play the Drake here. Fling a knife, and, you know, 4/4 is a pretty sizable body. When you're not on the back foot, when you're not trying to catch up, a 4/4 is great. If you're trying to catch up, a 4/4 is pretty weak. But when you're just, you know, hanging out, 4/4 is totally fine. This is actually a really good play for her because the Knife Juggler doesn't quite kill it, but the Drake, you know, kills it and then the Knife Juggler dies to it. So that's a really, really good play for her there. I'm going to Thought Steal to see if there's anything I can get from her that would help. And there is, actually. The Owl is rather delightful here. We will silence that. Kill it with the Drake. I could have used the Knife Juggler to kill it, but I don't know. I value the Knife Juggler. We'll swing and think. I could play two more minions out, then I could get really hosed by Flame Strike. She would not have played Flame Strike before because I only had 2 minions out. So we're going to be a little bit cautious. I'm going to play the Grunt, but hang on to Mr. Chow and see. Now, she should play Flame Strike here. Well, she might not because she could ping the Owl. She doesn't have to play Flame Strike for that. Okay, she's going to silence my Knife Juggler. Well played. She got her own Owl. She's going to ping the Owl that way. Play a Summoner. Wow, she's really playing out her hand. Now that she's played out her hand, I think I am going to throw out my creatures, assuming I don't get anything better. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do Knife Juggler. Yeti. And Chow. Hopefully not the face. Okay, good. So we'll use the...
Time for killing.
do I want to keep the taunt or the harder hitter? I will keep the harder hitter. It doesn't seem like taunt's that useful. I'll heal up my Knife Juggler, which is why it's really nice to be a priest versus mage. Stops us from getting pinged, and now we see. She's going to Flame Strike this. She can clear my board with the Flame Strike. It'll be 2 cards to 3. I'll start the top deck war. And yep, she's got the Flame Strike. So that came from the very left side, so she did have it the whole time. But I don't think she was going to play it unless I tiptoed out a little bit. Well, now I've got Mind Control if she ever gets anything big. We'll play her Secret and pass the turn. The Holy Smite's a bit awkward here. The worst thing that could happen is if she plays a bunch of middle-of-the-road creatures, like 4 and 5 drops, because they're not good enough to Mind Control, but they're too big to Holy Smite. So that's the thing I'm concerned about. It's likely that she knows what this secret is, because she probably doesn't have that many secrets in the deck. Okay. So she knows it's not a Mirror Entity, if that is even in her deck to begin with. Remember, I Thought Stole this from her, so she knows it's limited to what she has. I will kill off the Cult Master. And I'm gonna heal up and not play the Spider. So the reason for this is that the Yeti can run into the Vaporize. I'm pretty happy to let the Vaporize kill the Yeti. If I'd played the Spider, the Yeti would have just run into the Spider. That wouldn't have been as exciting. Alright, so this engine, not quite good enough to Mind Control. Is she going to attack with the Yeti? That's the question. Alright, she is. So it's an interesting moment. If I get another dud of a card, I'm going to have to Mind Control this engine. This is not good enough to play. She can ping off the shield and kill it with this engine. So I'm going to Mind Control here. She could play something bigger, but then again I have 2 Shadow Word Deaths, which are still in my deck, which is getting pretty small here. So just hoping she doesn't have anything big right away and I can, you know, drop these things down and get some advantage. Oh, she's going to Fireball this, which is fine. That's 2 Fireballs that didn't go in my face. I am ahead on cards. I've got some somewhat resilient creatures here. She has something unplayable, which is good. Undertaker's nice. So I am going for broke here. If she has another Flame Strike, you know, at least I'd get 2 spiders out of the deal. But I'm not going to play around another Flame Strike. We're going to have to go for it here. I am ahead on cards, so that if we get into fatigue, I'll be the one who loses it. Just Frostbolt. Okay, that's fine. I assume she's going to ping this off. Okay, so it's a total top deck war, but I've got the advantage. I've already got these spiders here. And I'm the first to play. Unfortunately, instead of getting one of my creatures, like a Boulder Fist Ogre, which would have been nice. Wait, did I already play the Boulder? No, no, it was the Druid who I played the Boulder Fist Ogre against. Yeah, so the Boulder Fist Ogre would have been great. Instead, I got the Holy Nova, which kind of sucks. She got a secret, which is probably the Vaporize. Although, if it's not Vaporize, I'll know that Vaporize is still to come. Okay, we'll check for Vaporize here. Not Vaporize, it could be Mirror Entity. Well, if it is, then it is. It's not Mirror Entity. We're going to heal up the spider, so it's, again, very good to be the priest, stopping her from just picking off my spiders for free. It's not Mirror Entity, it's not Vaporize, it's not Ice Armor. We're down to the weird category of secrets.
Ready for this?
See, I would have liked to mind control this. It's probably Duplicate is the most likely one. Could I kill this with Holy Nova? I could kill it with Holy Nova and Ogre Magi, provided it does not... This is not a counter spell. Boy. Alright, we'll do a little bit of a tech play. I'm going to go ahead and give Taunt to just the spiders. And I am going to let that Archmage, whatever, sit. It's risky. Bad things can happen here, but I've got to take some risks. Acolyte concerns me slightly. She's going to ping it to get a card, which is very smart. Now I'm tempted to use Holy Nova just because it'll kill this thing. Oh, Jesus. Water Elemental, really? And I need Shadow Word Pain very badly. Very badly. Not a chance. Alright, well, we're going to Holy Nova these bitches. It's not Counterspell. Is it Duplicate? It's Duplicate. Alright. Well, I think the way I want to do it is as follows. We're going to play this guy. Run in here, use a spider. I'm going to keep the Ogre Magi, because this spider is dead anyway, so I might as well use it. Keep my harder hitting creature around. This guy's frozen, he can't attack next turn. She's got 2 Acolytes and 2 other cards. Polymorph, oh geez, so she's had 2 Fireballs and a Polymorph. I still have a Boulder Fist Ogre here, I think. The Acolyte's going to give her some cards. Now she's actually going to be ahead of me on cards, so Fatigue will benefit me. That was a good Arcane Missile, she can clear off everything I've got, and now she's ahead. So I was ahead in the top deck board first, now she's ahead. Can I get a Boulder Fist Ogre, please? Thank you, Jesus! Alrighty. Now this Ogre's going straight for her face. I mean, I'm just going to... She's already used 2 Fireballs and a Polymorph. She has an Acolyte of Pain, and then 1 other card. She's going to run out of cards to take here. So I'm just going to go for 2 hits with the Ogre. Hopefully there's no more Fireballs or Polymorphs. And without Fireball or Polymorph, she's going to have a tough time killing this Ogre. Okay, she's drawing all of her cards, which is really good, because now she's getting close to Fatigue. If I can hit her even once, I have a decent chance of winning a Fatigue victory. She's really fishing. I guess she knows she has something in there, a Fireball, and she actually found another Polymorph, so she wasn't just drawing cards stupidly. She knew what she was doing. She's going to kill off my sheep with the Arcane Missiles, and now she's... Oh, they all hit my face! That is remarkable. I am sorry. So, I mean, it's just 1 extra damage, but, you know, 1 extra damage could make all the difference here, because she's going to be at Fatigue soon. So she had 2 Polymorphs and 2 Fireballs. Hopefully there's no removal left for this Dark Cultist. If I can hit her... I'd have to hit her twice. Realistically, I'd have to hit her twice to get her close to Fatigue. She's got 5 cards. If her 5 cards can handle my 4 cards, she could win. Let's see. She's going to play this, which is not the most impressive thing, because I can just kill it. Does she have any buff for it? Perhaps on Cleric? No, she just has another one. She could actually ping it and do Raging Wind Fury stuff. She doesn't have any taunt, though. The spiders right now is terrible. Shadow Word Pain is perfect. So we'll kill one of them like this. Kill one of them like this. We'll heal up like this. Now you might say, Boris, why aren't you hitting her in the face? Well, the thing is, she's only got 3 cards left. One of them is spiders. So if these 3 cards don't kill me and deal with everything that I've got left coming, then I win just on Fatigue. So there's the Vaporize. That is Vaporize, I know for a fact. Well, I don't know for an absolute fact, but unless this other card is also a secret, this has to be Vaporize. Mass Dispel, I will draw my last card. Shadow Word Death. Do I have another Shadow Word Death here? Is that what I have? So there's no point attacking in there because it's just going to die. So we'll heal up my creature. Just going to start taking Fatigue damage. I mean, this Vaporize does nothing. I win the Fatigue war because she started fatiguing before me and she has less health. I mean, if this card isn't, I don't know, Deathwing, although Deathwing doesn't even work, I've got Shadow Word Death. I mean, she just got nothing. And yes, I do have 2 Shadow Word Deaths. That was the bottom of my deck. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. There's no reason to do anything else here. Apparently she has a dead card and I have a dead card, so I'm going to win the Fatigue War. That's a pretty epic way to get up to 3 wins. I'm going to say well played because I do win the game, although she just seems to be in denial about this fact. Interesting. It's possible this is the greatest mind game of all time, and that's actually not Vaporize. It could be that that is her another secret. But if this card in her hand were Vaporize, she should just play it. So yeah. Anyway. How much damage did she take? She took 3 damage. I could really be bad-mannered. I could actually heal her if I wished. But no, we're gonna just keep safe here. Pass the turn. And she's dead. Well played.
Well played.
So that was a classic Fatigue. We just both had equally dead cards. All of our cards were dead. But she just had less health. And I ran out her deck first. I guess I could have lost that game if that one turn where she drew like 4 cards or something, looking for the polymorph for my ogre. If she'd drawn the polymorph earlier, I bet she would have stopped drawing cards. But all she had were the spiders, and the acolytes. And the acolytes are actually bad to have around in a Fatigue War because the opponent can then make you draw cards. So, Mr. Jackson, I hope you've had better luck. I don't think it's possible for anyone to have worse luck than me lately. I think I made it to 7 once in the last 10 runs.
The light shall bring victory.
Alright, this is not a good opening hand. We got a 3-drop, but nothing else. And of course it sucks being a priest because you just feel like your whole life is wasted if you pass on turn 1 and 2. And unfortunately, Zombie Chow, our acolyte, or the Argent Squire, the Knife Jugglers, the Grunt, there they go. They were hiding. Zombie Chow makes an appearance. Of course, I'd still like to play something on turn 2 if it's not too much to ask, but, you know, can't have everything. Ooh. That's awesome. Alright. Does she have a ringleader? She does. Well, it's good to be a priest against this if you have a Zombie Chow on turn 1, because that actually justifies my second turn, even if I have nothing to do. Because I can kill the bandit, heal up Mr. Chow, and now I'm ready to kill this thing unless she makes her dagger. Alright, is she going to make the dagger? She is. Well, this is fine. So she's going to spend her whole turn killing Mr. Chow. And then I play a 3-4 for 3 mana, and I got a 4-4. Granted, 4-4 is not that great for 4 mana, but I've got something to do. Got both my Mass Dispels. So that is actually potentially really, really terrible. I don't know, one of my friends got a 12-0 run, and I'm wondering which class it was with. So this will trump most 3-drops, but there are some things like Scarlet Crusader and Harvest Golem that hold up against it reasonably well. She's already used her coin for the Defiance Ringleader, and that was pretty much neutralized by Mr. Chow. So that's good. Nothing for 1 mana, please? Oh god, is this a Cold Blood? Is that what she's doing? She's actually going to do a Cold Blood. That's hilarious. Okay, so I could just throw this away. Now, there's a couple options here. I could play the Ogre Magi and then run the Cultist into the Crocolisk. The Cultist will then die and make this a 4/7, which is really difficult to deal with. Of course, you could have a Sap or in 2 turns an Assassinate to deal with it. Other option, I could actually Mass Dispel and just kill this, leave the Cultist alive with 2 health. The advantage of that is that I keep the Cultist alive and draw a card and use up one of these potentially useless cards. The disadvantage is that I don't get a 4/7. A 4/7's a pretty good bit better than a 3/4. I will do this, though, because I am concerned holding 2 Mass Dispels that I will just end up having them be wasted. So we'll do that, although I can definitely see a case to be made for playing the Ogre Magi there. I mean, if I'm lucky, I can do this anyway. I can play the Ogre Magi and then throw the Cultist at something. She can't backstab this thing, and Eviscerate is overkill, so she might leave it alone on this turn. If she wanted maybe it was like a Stormwind Knight or something? Okay. So I've got, as they say, a couple of different options here. I could play the Ogre Magi, trade this in, and get another, again, a 4/7. Or I could play the Stormwind Knight and just kill this Mana Wraith. Or I could Holy Smite the Mana Wraith. Or I could Power Word Shield the Dark Cultist. Kill the Mana Wraith. draw a card, and then I can also play the... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So what this allows me to do is have my cake and eat it. I get to kill off her creature, stay as a 3/2, drop the mana cost reduction, and then play the Ogre Magi. So I've got my 3/2 and my 4/4, and she has to kill the 4/4 first, because if she kills this first, it becomes a 4/7. So here's where the Dark Cultist exerts a subtle but powerful influence on the game. She doesn't really want to kill this thing first, because this thing might be easier to kill, but she doesn't want to kill that thing. The thing is, rogues don't have anything along the lines of Holy Smite, so it's a little bit difficult actually to kill it, so I suppose, once it's been damaged. So Assassinate on an Ogre Magus is pretty great. I am down with that. We'll play this thing, and I'm going to put the Argent Squire in the middle to guard against Betrayal. Could have healed my guy, but again, I don't really mind this thing dying, and at this point it's going to be hard. Usually you want to kill the Dark Cultist last, but it's difficult to kill this last under these particular circumstances. I just noticed this rogue's name, Veiny Meat Jam. I feel like a bunch of my stuff's about to die. That's what Flesh-Eating Ghoul means. What, she got like some kind of Blade Flurry here? Eviscerate? Oh, it's just an Eviscerate, nothing fancy. Alright, I wish I had that spell damage, so that Holy Smite did more damage. Alright, she goes down and yet another card. Alright, got a couple different options here. I could Mass Dispel, heal this thing up, and kill it. I could trade it in, get this to be a 1/4, which isn't that great. I could do Raid Leader, which doesn't really work that well at all.
I must consider.
Alright. I'm not sure if this is the right move, but it's the move I'm gonna make. Holy Smite. Pop the Divine Shield. Kill my Cultist. He's a 4/4, which has value to me. She can backstab this, dagger this, but this is still a 4/4. Well, a 3/4 at the end of the day. Oh, she's just going to concede. Okay, she says well played, so that was pretty well mannered. I mean, I was ahead on cards, the board, and life, so not too surprised. And I'm going to get to level 50. Should give me some golden card or other. And wow, I'm up to 4 wins. So certainly starting off 1 and 2, I'm pretty jazzed to be at 4 wins. I'm sure that my mood will sour once I inevitably lose a game, but the deck's been performing well this entire video, which I hope gives some justification for how annoyed I've been, or how annoyed I was to go to 1 and 2 in the first place. Twin? Oh, I see.
I will fight with
Understandable.
The light shall bring
Alright, not the greatest opening hand, but at least I get to play on turn 2 and turn 3. Okay, it's a bit ungenerous to call this not the greatest opening hand. I mean, I do have a 2-drop and a 3-drop. So yes, it's technically not the greatest, but nor is it, you know, terrible. Oh, Apex, that's my rental company. That's my landlord, Apex. Oh, speaking of which, my girlfriend and I got back together. So since I shared the news in a video a couple videos ago, I figured I'd share the happy news that we're back together. I know that most people think it's a mistake to get back together with someone, but you know, there were some issues that that could be worked out, and so I figured, you know, why throw away the love of your life if you can work them out? So I'm hopeful that things will be good. I'm still living with my roommate, but I'll be moving back in with my girlfriend at the beginning of the next month. Alright, so Blue Gold Ward, does he have a coin? Ah, okay, he's gonna play an Abusive Sergeant or something here. No, he's gonna play a Secret. Okay, so what I'm smelling here is an Avenge. That would be the best thing for him to have. Always assume they have the best secret. That means that this will become a 5/4, and yep, that's awkward. If I Shadow Word Pain, I just can't kill them both at the same time. God damn it. Well, there's nothing I can do about it. We're just going to kill this, let it happen. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a 5/4. And really, I think the best thing is to bemoan the fact that I did not keep the Shadow Word Death in my opening hand. Obviously, I think it's the right play to get rid of it, but I should have... I mean, I wish I had drawn it back. I do have 2 of them in this deck, and they seem to always come at the wrong times. So we're going to hope to pop this Divine Shield. He is going all the way for the face, it seems, which I'm okay with being a priest and all. Yeah, this is fine. This is just fine. Oh wow, Mass Dispel is actually quite good. Holy crap. So we're going to Mass Dispel. And this allows me now to kill that thing. Kill one of these things. And I mean, you might say, Boris, why'd you do that? You could have maybe killed some stuff more, but like, look at this. He's got 4 cards. to my 6. I'm at 19 health, which is quite high. So that was definitely worth it, I think.
Reporting for duty.
He's going to trade for me, which I think is a mistake. He should have just kept hitting my face. I mean, once he started the way that the game was going, he should have committed to it. Maybe he did that so that I couldn't kill off his recruit or something, but I wasn't going to kill the recruit with the Scarlet Crusader anyway. I was going to kill the 2-1, so he could have gotten 2 extra damage on. I think I'm in really good shape now. His aggro failed to Mass Dispel, of all things. Now, if I hadn't had Mass Dispel, I could have thrown 2 creatures into that Bluegill Warrior and killed it. But the problem is that then one of his other creatures would have lived. The Mass Dispel let me kill 2 of his creatures. Yeah, this is a really good follow-up for someone who started off with such an aggro start. That's a really good follow-up. Hopefully my follow-up is better. I could play the Ogre here, but I'm actually going to just keep it simple, keep it safe. We're going to play the Raid Leader. That lets me trade my Cultist in for his big guy. And now I can either pop the spiders or kill the recruit. We're going to go ahead and kill the recruit. Not to, and I can Shadow Word Pain to kill this or Thought Steal. Let's Thought Steal. I should have Thought Stolen first. That was a misplay. Luckily, I wasn't going to use any of those cards. I got a Noble Sacrifice and Eye for an Eye. Man, I really would have liked Avenge. Eye for an Eye I'm probably not even going to play. If you have a Hammer of Wrath, you must. You should have Hammered of Wrath first. Always draw cards first, but then again, I can't follow that advice. Can't really hold it too hard against him for not following it, I suppose. I really wish I would have had Avenge. That would have been so much better. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, here I am just going to play the Zombie Chow, or Ogre. And I'd like to heal this if I could, but I can't, so we're just going to settle for Zombie Chow, and I'm going to pop my spiders. So, 4 power minions are my bane here. Look, hopefully the Ogre will be enough to take care of them. Here's where a Wailing Soul would actually be good. It would get rid of the Death Rattle on the Zombie Chow, and if he has an Outdoor Peacekeeper for the Ogre, it would get rid of that. But overall, Wailing Soul, the 3/5 for 4 that sounds all of your minions is
I have no time for games.
Sylvanas! Oh, goodness, that's a pretty good card. I'd like my other Mass Dispel now, please. Please, I'd like my other Mass Dispel now. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to play this because I want her to have increased odds of not killing my Ogre. I mean, I'm just not going to get... Yeah, I'm not going to get to do anything better than that. So we're going to just Shadow Word Death Sylvanas. Hopefully this is not a redemption. She stole a spider, which is nice. Kill the spider.
Well played.
Okay.
Get down!
Well played.
I hope he understands I'm not being bad-mannered here. I should have actually tested for Noble Sacrifice with my spider, but it's fine. It works out okay. I mean, I lose my spider regardless. It just would have given me 1 extra health on Mr. Chow. Which apparently is what I just called the Zombie Chow some kind of like Asian name. Hammer of Wrath for 4 damage. Pretty useful spell damage here for the opponent. Definitely. And now I gotta kill that thing. I'm not gonna mind control it. I can't mind control it anyway. We're gonna spread the love around a little bit. I think it'd be a little bit foolhardy to put it on my Ogre. See, Ogre's my most vulnerable creature. I'll heal it. And sure, we'll play these secrets. I mean, there's no reason not to. The Eye for an Eye is dead no matter what, and Noble Sacrifice, I mean, it could save one of my creatures from a Tick of True Silver Champion. I'd rather trade a Tick of True Silver Champion for Noble Sacrifice than for one of my creatures. Now I've got the ultimate trump card, Mind Control, so bring on Tyrion Fordring. Just bring it on. Come on down to play. Doobity-boo, buddy-boo. Doobity-boo, buddy-boo. Ho doobity-boo, ho doobity-boo. Ho doobity-boo, buddy-boo. Boo. Doobity-boo-buddy-boo. Doobity. Apex. Apex Management. 4 cards to 5, 6, 7 if you count the secrets. I mean, yes, I've been decimating him this game because he had that aggro start and he threw everything at my face and it just didn't work out thanks to Mass Dispel MVP. Not really, but it was good here. Oh my god, come on, person. Play a card for God's balls. God's balls, that's right. I'm not one of those people who thinks that God is, necessarily a man. But even if God is a woman, God's gotta have balls. Alright, do I keep out the secret? Or just, like, ignore this thing and hit him in the face a bunch? Do I do that? Just because I've got Noble Sacrifice? Not really, I don't think. Let's just use my overpowered hero ability to heal my ogre. Kill that. Here. Now, of course, you could play Consecration. And in light of Consecration, I will not play Undertaker. Because, yeah, the Consecration would just kill 3 of my creatures. There's no reason to be that, excessive about things. It doesn't have a Consecration, but this is almost as annoying. So I'll have to trade Mr. Chow for it. Ooh. This will die to the Shadow Word Pain, or I could Mind Control it, but I think I'd rather just use Shadow Word Pain. Okay, now we can play Undertaker, Squire, even though the Squire obviously does not trigger the Undertaker. Got the ultimate trump card still. As long as he doesn't play a bunch of mid-range stuff, like if he played 2 Yetis here, I could actually be in a little bit of trouble. Because I fell behind with that Stormpike Commando. And the Justice guy healed him up so much that it's going to be a long time before I can burn him out. Maybe I should have just ignored the Justice guy, let Noble Sacrifice do its thing, and hit him in the face with the Ogre. He wouldn't have been able to kill the Ogre because the Noble Sacrifice would have intercepted the damage, and I could have gotten 2 whacks to his face with the Ogre. That might have been the better play. Dark-Crowned Dwarf. So he did play just a bunch of middling stuff, which is annoying. Don't really want to use Mind Control against it. Holy Smite deals 3 damage, which is also annoying because it doesn't actually help that much. Well, it helps a little. No, it doesn't help that much. We'll do this. Pop the shield. We'll kill off the biggest thing he's got. Heal. Swing. And then the Noble Sacrifice is protecting my Undertaker from dying at the hands of this recruit. If he plays anything really big, I've got Mind Control, but if he plays 2 Yetis, if he again plays just a bunch of mid-range stuff, I could be in trouble. Stupid Monkey to the rescue. And the Noble Sacrifice will kill off... And that was a really bad thought steal. Noble Sacrifice and Eye for an Eye is so terrible. Alright, so the stupid monkey will die to my Ogre Magus, and then I can use my Undertaker to kill the recruit. So I've got nothing to Mind Control, but he's just out of steam here. So we'll kill that. Play that thing. And I'm going to heal up the Undertaker. This is risky. This is risky because if he gets a Consecration, everything dies. I probably should technically have healed up this Ogre Magus, or the Ogre Magi, so that it would have survived a Consecration. Yes, that was definitely the right move. What healing this did is it made it so the Argent Squire couldn't kill it. But I mean, the Consecration is a much bigger deal than losing the Undertaker, so I should have definitely healed this guy. Okay, luckily I don't pay for my mistake here. Eye for an Eye is a 1-mana deal 1 damage to the opponent at a time of your opponent's choosing, so that's great. Can I get a creature? I can, and it's a Knife Juggler. Well, he would have played a Consecration, clearly, if he had it, so I'm just going to drop this Knife Juggler here. And I will make the correct move this time. We will heal that up. Let's kill off stuff. I'll keep my Argent Squire here. No reason to just throw it away. And if those Knife Jugglers both get to live, I'm going to do really well with all the minions I get. Okay, so this is either Noble Sacrifice or Eye for an Eye.
Reporting for duty.
Shattered Sun Cleric. Good. Let's go ahead and protect one of my Knife Jugglers from dying to Consecration. Eye for an Eye was the secret, not Noble Sacrifice. Good. So we exchanged 1 damage Eye for an Eye. The second Knife Juggler does find its mark, so I can ignore everything. Hit him in the face, heal up, and he's in trouble now. I've got a Holy Nova somewhere in here which will finish him off, and I can Mind Control any creature that he plays, and I've got all these minions, which 2 of which do not die to Consecration, so his window for getting back with Consecration has closed. Harvest Golem doesn't do anything. Is he going to give a taunt or something? Is he going to play Defender of Argus here? I almost want him to. When you have the answer to something, you kind of want somebody to, force you to use it, but no. Alright, I do have that quest for spells, so well played, and we'll just kill him. Ogre Magus, or Ogre Magi, has not been that bad. 4-4 for 4 most of the time. Spell damage just hasn't really been relevant, but you know what, it's okay. It's not as good as a Yeti, but it's okay. If you've got a really, really terrible pack, the Ogre Magi might be better. Hang on a minute, we're at 45 minutes. The Ogre Magi might be better than, taking some other piece of junk. Okay, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and please stay tuned. The continuation of this run is going to be posted right after this one. I'll see you then.